What's up, everyone? So, we're going to be discussing the one thing that we are all here to learn about, the stock market. So, you're probably wondering what the stock market is. If you're here, you probably don't know very much about investing. Lucky for you, we're going to be going over all of that within the next few videos. Basically, what it is it's a place for people to go and buy and sell shares of a stock. But to understand this a little bit further, we have to know what a stock actually is. Stock is something that represents how ownership of a company is divided. For example, let's say NVIDIA has 100 shares available of their stock. We buy one, meaning that we own 1% of NVIDIA. Now, it's great, but in reality, businesses usually offer millions, meaning that you will own a very small percentage. Something that's interesting about this is that if you own shares, you can have voting rights in business decisions sometimes. That brings me to my next point. There are two different types of stock, preferred and common. Common allows you to get voting rights but offers no dividends. Preferred pays you dividends but no voting rights. If you don't know what dividends are, businesses will actually pay you just to hold their share. You usually receive a small payment quarterly, but it can also be monthly or annually. This is very advantageous to a lot of investors because even if the stock goes down, you can get dividends for holding it, and then you can do something called dividend reinvestment, where when they pay you the dividends, you can take what they paid you for owning that share and reinvest it back into the stock. So even if the stock is going down, it's possible for you to still make money on it. Um, and then the next question is, why would businesses want to sell shares of their company? It's simple, fast money. They know that they can use the investors to get quick stream of income and grow their business and therefore grow the share price. This is a win-win for the investor and the business because they're growing the business and meanwhile also growing the share price. So how do you know what to invest in long term? Pick a company that you know a decent amount and that you think has potential to grow even larger. For example, one that you might be looking at is Amazon. Amazon is an amazing business that's growing rapidly and improving quickly. I'm not here to sound like I'm sponsored by Amazon, although Amazon, if you're watching this, yeah, I will definitely take a sponsor from you. Um, but anyways, let's get into the actual analysis because that's what you guys probably want to see. You probably don't want to hear all this boring stuff about what the stock market is and blah blah blah. So let's look at some plays that I'm in. So currently, I'm only actually invested in two main stocks. I have a lot of crypto right now because crypto is one that is going insane. Anybody who thinks that Bitcoin is not bullish right now, oh, bullish and bearish, that's something I forgot to mention. So bullish means that you think that the stock is about to go up, and bearish means that you think it's about to go down. Bitcoin is incredibly bearish along with Ethereum and along with Solana, which you can actually get on Robinhood. So those two are very good long-term investments if you're looking to get into crypto. The bull run is just starting. It's not over. It's not too late to get in. As far as stocks that I'm looking at, one is Hollow. Now, I want to show you something crazy. Let's take a look at this chart. You guys probably, you might not even have any experience in the stock market, but you can see a pattern here, right? So we started at like $100 per share, right? Dropped rapidly down to 25. Then what do you know? Snipes up to, what is it, 112 before crashing inevitably straight to the floor. So it came all the way back down to $15. What do you know? A little while later, bam, spike up to $93. That's an incredible return if you bought it at the low point right here. Anywhere in between this area, if you bought it here and sold when you saw it spike, you're gonna make a ridiculous return. And then what do you know? If these 2 points aren't enough to tell you that this is gonna happen, it happens again the third time. Made lower lows right here and then spiked up just like the previous times. What are we forming? We're forming a trend line from this high point to this point. It's a trend line, so you can connect the dot and see that it's forming a trend. So what do you know? It looks like we're setting up for the exact same thing. Now, maybe I'm just crazy, or maybe I just like to follow the patterns, but If this isn't a buy, I don't know. I don't know what is. $1.65. Pick you up 20 bucks of this. If this shoots up anywhere near it did in the previous high, it's gonna be a crazy, crazy, crazy return. Now, anyways, Hollow is one that I'm looking at, and then this is another one that I'm looking at, LIDR. This one is also forming an uptrend. You can see it right here. So it's making higher highs and higher lows. So we are in an uptrend. It's currently at the higher low before inevitably probably going to form a higher high. Now, if you need more analysis on that, I actually laid it out right here. And this is a little bit advanced. I'm not going to go over exactly what this means, but basically that circle around that one red candle right there just means that a lot of people are shorting it. So once it rises up and the people are out, it's going to squeeze all the way to the top. You guys might not know what squeeze is. I'll explain it later. But basically, this thing is looking juicy, and I am waiting for it to break out to the upside. Everything is playing out correctly. We're just waiting on the breakout. As far as any other long-term investments, you might want to consider NVIDIA. They're about to have a stock split. I wish you guys gotten a little bit earlier, but that's kind of my fault. Didn't make any videos until today. So I think it's the 7th that they're splitting their stock. And when they split, that means it's going to be 10 to 1, which means that the price of NVIDIA right now is $1,237. When it's split divided by 10, that means that every share is going to be $123.70 if it stays the same price right now. Now, what that means is that more people are going to have access to the shares because they're going to be cheaper. It means NVIDIA is probably going to skyrocket, as most stocks do when we have a stock split. So if NVIDIA is worth buying, I'm going to say yes. It looks like a decent buy if we look at the analyst ratings as well. 90% buy, 10% hold. The earnings keep beating the expectations. I don't see any reason not to get NVIDIA. It's probably the #1 rated stock right now. Now, it is a little questionable because it's already shot up a ton in the past week, 7%. So it's a little questionable if you want to get in now or wait for a drop for it to come in. But there might not be a drop before earnings comes out. So that's all something to consider. Anyways, that's all I have on the basics of investing for today. So stay tuned because in these next few videos, we're going to be digging deep into the stock market. We're also going to be talking about candles, so that's awesome. You guys will be learning about that shortly. Anyways, have a great day, guys, and remember, risk management is everything.